Okay, as promised, here's the video about the Raspberry Pi. This video is gonna get as nerd as possible, so to my friend Eddie, you can skip this one. So starting, my Raspberry Pi, what I did is I installed it here, just behind my second screen, and I will show you what is inside and how does it work. I'm also adding all the links on the description of this video. If you need any of the pieces or any of the components, you can take it. Another thing is that I'm in no way sponsored by any of these guys. It's just the pieces that I found and that I used this time, and essentially the ones that work for me. If you know any other way to do it, actually let me know, because you know it's all about learning how to do these things. So the first thing that I wanted to show you is that this is my version of the board. This is the one that I installed. And the reason for me to use this one is that it has this guy here. This is an SMPS, and the SMPS, what it does is that it allows you to power the hat itself and the Raspberry Pi board from the NMEA 2000 network. So you don't need to connect to USB, which means one cable less that you need to route to whatever your Raspberry Pi server will be. And I had the old version without, which is this one here. It costs like $10 less, and it works. It worked perfectly. This is the first one that I used, but then I discovered these guys had this other version and works exactly the same way. It's installed exactly the same way, but for less than $10 more, you have the possibility to connect directly to the NMEA 2000 network and power it from the NMEA 2000 network. So this is the first thing. This is another version that you can buy. This one is on eBay, on Amazon. We'll put the link on the video too. This essentially is the same thing. It's a little bit smaller. You cannot power it directly from the NMEA 2000 network, and instead of having the micro C connector like this, it has a normal this kind of guys. I don't know the name in English. So the thing is, so what you need to do with this one is cut the cable and connect the cables directly following the diagram here. I also installed this before knowing about this one from the guys of Copperhill, and it worked perfectly well. Another thing that you can do is that this is the next project. I bought this one. This is a USB charger regulator, and my idea is that I will buy a lithium battery pack and essentially make it so the Raspberry Pi will be powered by the NMEA 2000 network, but it will also have a battery pack. So if anything else fails, that battery pack and the Raspberry Pi will give me data and information that I need, so I can keep navigating or whatever I'm doing without the network, the NMEA network itself. So here are the things that I will strongly suggest you guys buy. The first one, as I said, is the P&M hat. This connects directly on top of your Raspberry Pi, so it's like really simple to install. There's nothing there. I'm gonna assume you guys know how a Raspberry Pi works, so I'm gonna go through the steps to installation, but not like how to connect a CAN hat to Raspberry Pi. Anyhow, you just need to align this with the ones on the board, and that's all. So this is something that you need to have. The second thing that I will suggest you guys buy is the metal enclosure. The good thing about this one, you can buy whatever enclosure you want. This one from this guy of Copperhill, it's built to accept the cam hat, and it leaves you only the connectors outside, which is really cool. The other thing that I will suggest you guys buy is from these guys, of Copperhill. They will send you the SD card with already in it Raspberry Pi IS, but with OpenPlotter and Signal K installed. If you have an SD card and you already have a Raspberry Pi, you can actually flash a image of the operating system with OpenPlotter and Signal K. But there is an issue right now happening that from the official webpage of OpenPlotter, if you download the operating system from them and flash it, it will not turn on the Wi-Fi inside the Raspberry Pi, and there's no way to actually turn it on. There is a solution which is amazingly difficult. It's like hardcore programming, the only one that I found. So if you're not comfortable developing or knowing, your programming languages, I will suggest that you buy this guy's SD card with the operation system inside. It's all working. I used that on the first project and have everything in it. If you already have it and really, you know your way around a Raspberry Pi and you have a solution for the network problem, please let me know. I have a solution, but it's amazingly difficult. If you have a really simple one, let me know. And if you don't want to buy, if you don't have this one or whatever, I will add to the description of this video the image of my Raspberry Pi, which is already, everything is installed inside, everything is set up, so you can download my image, flash it on your flash card, insert it on your Raspberry Pi, and it essentially will work exactly as mine right now. The other thing that I will suggest you guys buy is well, this is the other can hat that I told before, and okay, so the other thing, as soon as you buy this is the one without the regulator, and that's the one with a regulator. Installing is amazingly simple. The guys of Copperhill, they have this guide that is found directly on the webpage of the Picam hat, and it's everything you need to know about how to do it. So you just connect your Raspberry Pi. One thing, sorry, you will need, if you either have a Raspberry, or a second monitor, or you buy, and I will give you guys the how can I say, I will give you the link on Amazon to find it. Is this, I found this really useful. I bought this version of Raspberry Pi that have everything that you need for first installation. And the reason for this is that it comes with the micro HDMI cables to HDMI that will give you a possibility to connect to your screen at home. That's absolutely needed for the first installation. So you absolutely need to be able to connect your Raspberry Pi to an initial to a screen. Okay, so let's see how all this works together. So first things first. As I said, you just need to follow this tutorial from the guys of Copperhill Tech, and it will give you through. So I will not do it on my one because it's already done. I will tell you exactly where the issues can come and how to solve them. So they have like a really quick, as you see, explanation of what the NMEA network is, how the connections are. You even have for NMEA 0183 how to connect the cables and everything. This is the instructions that you need to follow to flush a new download from OpenPlotter website operating system. So you have everything that you need. You just need to go through this. If you didn't buy the SD card from the guys of Copperhill, if you did buy it, you can just scroll off this and go directly to the installation. So first thing first, they will tell you that as soon as you get it and you start your Raspberry Pi, to update and upgrade everything. This is the first issue. This is not gonna work because your SD card will come with the software that is not fully updated, and doing the prompt to update it will give you errors. So what you need to do is actually go on your Raspberry Pi, like here, and then you just need to go on Raspberry, Open Plotter. This is the first things you need to do before anything else. Raspberry, Open Plotter, and Network. It will open you this window, and you need to tell you need to go here on this pencil here, and this will give you open these possibilities, and you will need to click on Shared Internet PI, and you can add any kind of user and password you want for the Wi-Fi of the Raspberry. The other thing that you need to do is going up here. As you see, I have my international Wi-Fi icon. When you first start the Raspberry Pi, you will see two arrows with red X's, which means that you don't have internet yet. So you just need to click on it and connect to whatever your Wi-Fi is. And as soon as you have that, the Raspberry Pi will have internet. And as soon as the Raspberry Pi have internet, you can come on Network and do, have access, convert your Raspberry Pi into an access point, which means that you then can connect to the Raspberry Pi through your browser. Okay, with this being said, as soon as you do this and you also activate the VLAN security, it will give you VCN. VCN is the server will allow you to connect to your Raspberry Pi without a screen, like I'm doing right now. Right now, my Raspberry Pi is behind there, and I'm connecting to it directly from my browser. The way I do that is that I just need to go whatever browser you use, and your address will always be the same. Is 10.10.10.1 to connect to the Raspberry Pi through VCN, or if you're on your browser, you can use, for example, 10.10.10.1 2.3000 to access signal K, and the same. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the thing is, that's how you enter your system, right? So going back, let me close this and let's go back to Raspberry here. So again, first things to do, update everything. So another thing is to go here on accessories, on preferences, and then you go on your Raspberry Pi configurations, and you go on interfaces. Be sure to have the first one selected, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and none of the other three. Okay, so then you can go on again on Open Plotter and settings. Just give it a second. Hit refresh. All of this after you gave Raspberry Pi internet, because it needs to control if you have all the updates. If there is any pending task here, click on install. So you just select it and install, and it will install the update. Be sure to do this and to have everything set up and everything up to date. It will require you to reboot the Raspberry Pi many times. Every time you update something, it will ask you to update Raspberry Pi. So moving back to the tutorial itself, as soon as you have everything updated, that's when you start going through this. And you will see, because when you run this first command, that is essentially to update for the Raspberry Pi to get all of the updated packages, it will not give you any errors anymore. It will actually say, okay, here are my packages, and it will say nothing to install because everything is updated already. So you just go one by one, inputting all these commands. And the commands, of course, again, I am assuming you guys know how to work with Raspberry Pi, but the commands are put here on the terminal. So you just need to open your terminal and write whatever, for example, apt get update. You see, this is the kind of things that it will give you, and it will say like, yeah, everything is okay. So you don't need to update anything. At least I did it yesterday, so I don't think there are any updates to be done today. But let's see what it finds. And if you have that, and then you do sudo apt get upgrade yes, okay, it's installing some things that probably finds it found something to update. But in any case, right? So, and then you want to do sudo reboot, which essentially will reboot the Raspberry Pi and be sure that everything is being installed. So again, let's go back to here. So you need to do these three, and that's all. Then you just move along doing all of these prompts inside the terminal. Every time you do one, close your terminal and open a new terminal, so you know you have a clean sheet inside which start the commands. So you will go through this, go through that, and all of this is, you know, quite simple. It will tell you to turn off the Syrian console. Do it. And here's where you can find, you will probably have a second problem in this command right here. So when you launch this command, it can tell you that it couldn't find the CAN utilities, or it can tell you, okay, so every time you reboot, probably your computer will connect to a different network, so you will not be connected to PI. It's really important that after the initial, if you're working on remote, if you're working with the screen directly connected to your Raspberry Pi, this what I will say have no meaning for you guys. But for the ones of you that are using remote, this happens to me every time, is that I reboot and then I try to connect again and it will give me error. And the reason for that is that I'm not actually connected to the Raspberry Pi network. I'm connected to my general Wi-Fi, and essentially it can't find it, and that's why every time I go just crazy searching for it, and this is the reason why. So whatever, here we're connected, here's my Raspberry Pi, is up to date, and it's all good. Okay, so one of the things I was saying before, the reason why it doesn't find you the canvas or the CAN hat, when you come here on OpenPlotter and you go on canvas, you need to be sure that you only have under here on NCP 2515, you only have one. Sometimes it can happen that it will display two of this, and it will have an issue with the connectors. So go ahead and cancel one. It will cancel the two at the same time. You will not find anything here. Reboot the Raspberry Pi, access again, and then just add a new one. So you just go, you know, if you come here and you have add, what you need to do is to say interface is this is the 01, and oscillator is the 16,000. The oscillator, you will find it, well, I don't have it here, but essentially the PCAM have the same chip. Is this Chrome here, it will have a number on it. It's 16,000, and it's 16,000 in all of them. So I'm pretty sure it will be 16,000 for you too. So you put 16,000, and then your GPIO, you go select, and you will select the 22. That is the GPIO 25. I cannot select it now because mine is already occupied, but that's the one you need to select. You just select there and you do that. When you do that, it will create you this line. It will give you an interface can 0. No, sorry, it will create you this line, but you will not have interface and you will not have SK connection ID. Don't worry, that's not an issue. So going back to our tutorial here, you will, keep just doing this, all of this they are asking you to do. So you will go through all of this, and here's where you will find probably the second issue. When you input this one, okay, when you input this command, it will tell you, I'm 99.99% sure, it will tell you that you can that the device is busy. Like it will give you an error that says I cannot access the device, is busy. So what you need to do to solve that is to go ahead and copy from here to the name, like that, to can 0. Can 0 is the same name for every time. So when you guys do it, you will still have that name, can 0. You need to copy this, paste on your command. So you need to paste it here. Let me open one terminal. So let me do it like this. We go here, here, and I just go ahead and right click copy. Control C, Control V doesn't work. So it doesn't work. So you need to do it with right hand, right click, copy, and then you go back on your Raspberry here, and you do paste. Sorry, I did this. Just 1 second. So I go here, I go copy, and then here, 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 paste. And what I want you is to use your arrows on your keyboard to go back, and after set, before can, and go ahead and write down, like, sorry, like that, and hit enter. When you do that, it will essentially turn down, so turn off the can 0's device. And after you did that, you can actually go ahead and input this entire command. When you input this one, you are on. And here's where you will have your first your first check that you have done everything well. When you at that point, you can connect your NMEA cable directly to your board, and your NMEA cable needs to be connected to your, of course, to your NMEA network, and everything needs to be turned on. As you can see here on my navigation desk, I have my SSB, I have my IES, I have my radio, my computer. I have this, all of the depth sensors and all of that connected, and I also have, if I click here, you will see I have my chart plotter on. So that means that all the information from all these guys is going through the NMEA network at the moment. So if you did everything well, let me put you guys back here. So if you did everything well, you now what you need to do, what you will do, is to just 1 second. So as I was saying, if you have done everything right, you come to this step here and you input this command inside the terminal in your Raspberry Pi. Let's do that right now. Let me close this one and open a new one, and right click, paste. This is what you want to see. you need to have this. You need to see this. If this doesn't appear, something is not working. Either your CAN bus is not connected, or your NMEA network is turned off. Whatever it is, something's not working. So you need to see this. This is the flux of information and data going through your CAN bus at the moment. Okay, so everything went well. You came to this point, and that's what you see. Perfect. So at this moment, your CAN bus is receiving all the information. The way to know that if everything is going well is that you need to go back. At this point, I can minimize this, and you can go on your browser and just go and say, I do 10 because I do this IP address because it's my local host. If you're not connected directly to the Wi-Fi of the Raspberry Pi, but you are connecting with a on the general network, you'll need to go on your router and see which IP your router assigned to your Raspberry Pi, and that's the address you need to use. Me, I am connected directly to the Raspberry Pi using his network on my computer, meaning that I just need to go here and do 10.10.10.1 and then 2.3000. This will take me to signal K. Here's my CAN 0, and this is the amount of bits, everything that I'm receiving inside the card at the moment. The other thing you can see here, you know, all the connections inside, and here's the CAN 0, and also you can see on your data browser, you can see all of the information that is going inside the NMEA network at the moment. So you have, you know, for example, these are inputted directly on signal K, so it's like the height of the boat, the name of the name and type of the boat, everything, depth before below the surface, below the transducer, everything, the name of the boat, the pitch, the roll, the yaw. You have all of the information going through your NMEA 2000 is here, and also you have your navigation position, which is latitude and longitude, and this is coming from the chart plotter outside. Okay, so now you have everything set up. From here, you can do a couple of things. You can go up here in web apps. It will already be installed instrument panel, and the instrument panel is essentially this. It will display you all that information going on the NMEA 2000, will display it to you here. So you can, at any time, you can reload, and clicking on the wrench, it will tell you, like, okay, what you want to see, like which instances, all that information you want to see directly on the browser. The other thing is, but the things that I want you guys to do, which is what I found, you know, beautiful from this, is to go on Signal K, go on App Store, go on Available, go here and say all, and then just write keep, K-I-P. And this first one here, mxtommy/keep installed. I already have it, so that's why I have a trash can. If you guys don't have it, you will have this cloud. Click on it, install, wait for it. It will take a minute, a couple of minutes. When it's installed, what you need to do is to always click on restart, and at that point it will be set. As soon as it's set, you can go on here on web app, and it will be shown here, keep instrument MFD. Go ahead and click on it, and it will bring you to this page. Essentially will tell you how to configure it, demo, and all of that. If you click here, this is what you want, and you don't have it because you need to do it from scratch. So how you do that from scratch is to first of all, going here, and you have configurations, and there are like basic ones, or what you can do is just add a page. So in order to add a page, you need to edit layout like this, and then here, configuration, add page. It will give you a blank page. From here, what you need to do is to go ahead and click on here, and you have different preset gauges that you can use. Like basic is like numeric, text, data, date and time, Boolean control, and stuff like that. Other thing, you have gauges, and you can have your linear, radial, and linear radial. And then you have your components, which is essentially historical datagram. You have a lot of things. You can play with this, but the one that I use, I just want to show you. For example, if you go here on gauges and you go on your radial and you do OK, it will display you this. Then you go on setup, and then you give it a name, whatever, test, yes. And you go on path, and you say, okay, which one of everything going inside the NMEA information, which one I want to display. So this is a radial, so we can say, for example, let's go with roll. You go on roll, you can set up all the maximums and minimums and everything else. You go save, and there you go. And you know, it's displayed there. So let me get rid of this one because I already have mine. So at this point, lock it, and every time. And the cool thing about this is that this is actually saved inside your Raspberry server. So at any time, all you need to do is to call this address from any browser, which means tablets, whatever, and all the information you have in here will be displayed, which is really cool because that way you can, you know, go to sleep. I'm actually developing one. I will have one for GPS tracking of the boat, which give me anchor alarm. If I go around, it doesn't goes off, but if I go down, it will go off. So the cool thing about that is that I can just, you know, go to sleep with my tablet, this gauge, this one displayed, and then if something happened, my tablet will start screaming to me, which is really cool. So yeah, guys, that's essentially what you need to do. It's really simple. Here on this guy's tutorial, you will find a lot of other things to do, like you need to sorry guys, you need to finalize all these parts, okay, through here. This until this point is absolutely necessary in order for the system to work. Absolutely necessary. Everything else, they will show you, for example, how to connect a GPS antenna that is in 0183 NMEA. It will tell you how to set it up inside, for example, OpenCPN, which is the chart plotter inside OpenPlotter. It will show you, you know, a lot of small things, and also, you know, how to add new sensors and stuff like that. I will suggest you guys go through the whole thing and see the possibilities. There's so much that you guys can do. For example, let me show you. I don't know if we have enough light, but one of the things that I'm doing is that using a Wemos D1 developing board, and because it's a couple of things, I need a Wemo, and also these little guys right here. It's amazing how small they are. Those little guys, these are temperature and humidity sensors. So what I'm doing, for example, is this little guy is like that. This guy will be inside the engine room, and it will give me humidity and temperature readings every time. My boat is from 2001, so it doesn't have sensors on the engine. So I'm going to use this to create the sensors for the engine and the engine room, and it will read, have alarms and everything else directly from here. You can have, for example, this is a relay board. The relay board is used to connect to alarms, like really hard, loud. This one here is really hard, loud alarms that I can hear. So one of the things that I'm doing is that I'm building my own water on the bilge sensors. I bought this one. These have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 relays on it, and what I'm going to do is going to have 8 different alarms connected to it. So 4 different points for the bilge, water on the bilge, and then one on the very back where the through hole of the router is, and one for one that connects to the bathroom. So all of this will be connected directly, and these are, for example, pretty cool. Let me show you the other thing that I have here. These are serial connectors that I will use for other projects. But anyhow, so it's pretty simple. If you play around with it, this is the old one. So as you can see, this is what I was saying before. This one doesn't have the integrated regulator. So what I need to do is to connect this to the Raspberry Pi and then power the Raspberry Pi with a USB-C, and then use that to power the hat. The other way around, with the new one, you power everything together, which is amazingly cool. Guys, again, let me know if you need anything, or if you have different solutions for what I'm doing. More than happy to listen to. And yeah, all the links are on the bottom of the video. Let me know anything they need. Thank you very much, guys.